Hello friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents and welcome to my new studio. You'll notice that the soundproofing, immaculate. No echo whatsoever. You'll also notice the fine cabinetry. A lot of work really went into making this look as good as it does. So yeah, obviously this is not my studio. I'm actually having a new one built not right this minute, but right now. Because when I'm filming this, it's actually in the middle of the night. I do have a whole bunch of other videos though that were filmed at my old studio that are not live yet, so those will be coming out. But I wanted to shoot something in the meantime, and that something is this Montblanc Explorer Extreme. So disappointed that it's not Explorer Elixir. So close. But I guess Extreme will have to do. This one I bought from Selfridges, only $110 US, which is nowadays for a new fragrance, pretty cheap. I mean, when you consider you've got stuff that's going close to 200, 110 sounded pretty good. That being said, it's not just 110 because if you order from Selfridges, at least if you're in the US, you do have to pay a jacked up shipping price, $35. And then tax. So after all was said and done, it was just a little bit over 155 bucks. That's what I paid for it. But again, for an Extreme flanker nowadays, a brand new one, that's not too bad. But really, you and I both know, you're probably gonna wait for this to hit discounters. Right. Because with the original Explorer, that's what it's really well known for, right? Because that one at 40 bucks, 50 bucks at discounters, much more attractive. So I feel that's gonna be the same thing with this one as time goes on and that price drops. That's really where a lot of people are gonna be more keen. But the question is it even worth being keen on? That didn't really flow very well. Well, let's go ahead and take a look first at the presentation, and then we can start talking about how this smells and whether or not it is a future cheapie. What is a future cheapie? A future cheapie gem. Hidden gem cheapie. First off, the presentation. On the front, you have the name of the house, name of the fragrance, size, and concentration. 100 ml parfum is the concentration. Nothing up top, nothing on the sides. Has a really nice design to it. I actually really like the kind of like crosshatch going on the bottle and the box. Not too much on the back. On the bottom, you have your ingredients, your batch code, your barcode. Batch code ABR16R072. That's a really in-depth batch code, a little more so than usual. And the bottle. So the usual Explorer design, only this time a darker bottle. It carries over that same look from the box to the bottle. Montblanc emblem on the front. I do really like the feel of this. It's kind of like a pleather, but a nice pleather. You have the logo on top of the cap, on the bottom of the bottle. Your batch code is on the bottom as well. And they even have an email address. It says USA. The email address is mocra@interparfums.com. Just in case you want to shoot them an email and let them know what you think about the fragrance, or I guess something. If you're looking for a job, maybe just shoot them your resume, I don't know. You also have the name of the fragrance, Montblanc Explorer, along the collar of the bottle, and another logo on top of the atomizer. And you know what time it is. It's time to go ahead and blast a couple sprays. Here we go. Not bad. Maybe I should put this back here, like, oh, you can't even see that, can you? Nailed it. So as I was saying, this is gonna be one that for a lot of people, they're gonna be looking for it at discounters because that's how it goes with Montblanc, that's how it goes with Explorer, with any of the Explorer fragrances. You can find them for cheap as time goes on. And really, once they do hit discounters at like half off or more what the fragrance goes for at full retail, I mean, that's kind of hard to beat. So I figure when this hits discounters, it's probably gonna be somewhere in that like 60 range initially, and then as time goes on, it'll drop down further, which brings me to the next thing. If you shop at discounters, I have codes for you. Here they are. So codes for Gift Express, 15% off the entire website. JOMASHOP, those only function within the app, and all the other usual suspects. So if you shop at any of those stores, use those codes, save yourself a little money. So the original Explorer, that one is Aventus, of course, a designer take on Creed's Aventus. So that is the big reason so many people love it. Inexpensive? Check. Nice looking presentation? Check. Versatility, compliment factor, similarity to something that's like 10 times as expensive, especially if you're talking about discounter prices? Check. Not the exact same as Aventus, of course. but very similar. It's got that bergamot opening, a nice fresh masculine woodsiness as it dries down, some fresh spices as well. Just an all season, anytime fragrance. Daytime, nighttime, don't matter. I feel like I just did a Sopranos move right there. So the expectation with this one, when it was first announced, was basically Absolute Aventus, right? It's a darker bottle style. I mean, Montblanc Explorer, the way that one looks in terms of the bottle style, it has a similar color scheme to Aventus. You can see some similarities here, right? Right? So then this one comes out with this bottle style right here, and yeah, not hard to draw the conclusion. Especially when you look at the note breakdown here, which is, in typical modern designer style, lame. And by lame, I mean just boring. They don't really give you a whole heck of a lot of information. Bergamot, vetiver, patchouli, amber, and leather. I don't know why I was singing that almost. But yeah, that's the note breakdown. So when that dropped, it was like, well, this is probably Absolute Aventus. That's what makes the most sense. And Absolute Aventus has a much busier note breakdown than Explorer Extreme, but a lot of those notes are shared. So the question is that what this is? Is it just Absolute Aventus done up in typical Explorer style? Well, to me, not really. So when you first spray this one on, you get the bergamot, obviously, the citrus right away. A little bit of sticky sweet, fresh, super appealing. Actually, quality pretty good, all things considered for a Montblanc Explorer scent. I think the opening a little bit better in terms of the overall quality when you compare it to the original Explorer. And of course, with this one being an Explorer flanker, it's gonna remind you a little bit of that OG, which means it's also gonna remind you a little bit of Aventus, Absolute Aventus potentially. But is it really as similar to Absolute Aventus as the original Explorer is to Aventus? No. Actually, to me, off my skin, this one, if I were comparing it to something else, a little bit closer to Sauvage Elixir, which to be fair also, Absolute Aventus is compared to Sauvage Elixir by some people, so yeah. But that's more so as it dries down, the similarity to Sauvage Elixir, because off the top, this is again more citrusy. It's fresher than Sauvage Elixir is when you first spray this one on. It's easier wearing. Not that Sauvage Elixir is crazy difficult to pull off or anything. It's just, you know, when it opens up, it's very woodsy, spicy, masculine with that kind of like throwback feel to it. This one opens up more contemporary, a little bit more modern with that sweet citrus, that freshness. But the citrus does die down pretty quick, actually. This one on your skin, like when I just sprayed it on just now, that citrus is already dissipating. It's already kind of fleeting. You can still pick it up a little bit, but not a whole lot. So it's not one of those citrus notes that, even though it does have a sticky sweetness to it, even though it has that, it doesn't linger for all that long. And then what's interesting is it does take on more of that Sauvage Elixir feel as it dries down. So it doesn't really have any spicy notes to it when you look at the note breakdown, at least when it was first announced. But as you smell it, it definitely does have some. Like as you head through the mid, it takes on kind of a licorice scent profile in the background, not as prominent as Sauvage Elixir, but it's in the background, you can pick it up. It has a little bit of this like warm spiciness, this masculine woody spicy blend, much in a similar way to Sauvage Elixir. It's just not as aggressive. So it's a little bit toned down, I would say, made more wearable for more occasions, because Sauvage Elixir, you know, it's got a big push to it, really aggressive, very strong. The woods, the spices, they hit right away and they linger for a really long time in a way that I find really enticing, but some people might think that it's a little bit overdone. This is similar to that, but with more of a focus on the leather that comes out, with a little bit of like a residual sweetness that kind of lurks in the background, and then those woody notes that come through. But it is reminiscent to Sauvage Elixir. It's like a twist on Sauvage Elixir, which, to be fair, like Coach for Men Eau de Parfum, kind of doing a similar thing in a way. Not in the sense that this smells the same as Coach Eau de Parfum, but that one also was kind of like, okay, let's do some Sauvage Elixir vibes here, but let's switch it up a little, you know? Kind of a familiar thing going on with this. I will say again though, smells really wearable, super easy to pull off, more so than Sauvage Elixir. So this is one that you could pull off. I've been wearing it right now. And it's feeling kind of summery, like getting really hot in the middle of the day. I've been wearing this the last few days and it's been completely fine. So it becomes one of those like all season kind of fragrances. Though if you were gonna say like the best time to wear it is probably spring and fall, but it works during summer and it would work during winter as well. Daytime or evening, either one. And I know a lot of people are gonna say that sounds kind of boring, like taking Sauvage Elixir and basically making it more palatable, a little more of like a day-to-day kind of Sauvage Elixir. That's what it is. At least if you want to kind of dumb it down a little bit, that's the approach that they seem to have taken with this. But I don't know that I hate that, because with like Explorer Ultra Blue, I thought that one sucked. I thought it was just really blah. And then Platinum is okay, but really when it comes to Explorer, for most people, they just want the original one. They want the fragrance that's not too expensive, that is extremely wearable, like I said earlier, versatile, compliment pulling, and has a similarity to something more expensive. And they kind of went back to that well. And it smells good. I mean, to be fair, I like Sauvage Elixir a lot, but I think that for some people who think that Sauvage Elixir is too heavy-handed, that this would work really well. Like if that scent profile is interesting to you, but you find it heavy-handed, you find it like just to be too much, then this could be fantastic for you, especially when it's cheaper. But to be fair, $110, if it sticks at that price, when it hits all the retailers in the US and you can get like normal shipping instead of $35 shipping, that's a pretty good deal. But there is one issue with this, one thing that a little iffy for a fragrance named Extreme, which is the performance. Now the longevity's solid, so it's not that. It sticks around, it lasts a long time. It even, if you spray a decent amount, leaves like a slight stickiness, you know? Like say if you spray in the crook of your elbow a few times, when you do this, you can almost feel like it's there. Like even just touching your skin, because I'm wearing this today, you can tell there's a fragrance there. Like it has that kind of viscosity when it hits your skin. So it lasts a long time, no problems there. But it is that kind of parfum that doesn't necessarily project like a monster. So if you were wanting it to just fill up a room on like 3-4 sprays, something like that, at least my experience here the last few days, it doesn't do that. But to be fair, going back to what I said earlier about the seasonality, the usage, you can pull it off pretty much whenever you want. So like today when I was wearing this, it felt like 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Technically it was like 84, but it said because of humidity feels like 87, which in centigrade is this. And it worked great. And I gotta say, like Sauvage Elixir, same situation, I wouldn't even think about wearing it. That one for me is straight up fall, winter, you know, when it gets really cool, wear it on an evening out or something. So it has its pros, even though it is maybe not the most original thing of all time. But in typical Explorer fashion, going back to the original, it does those same things again. Smells similar, but not the same to something more expensive, has the compliment factor, the versatility, and the lower price point in a handsome looking package. Can you call a bottle handsome? Is that weird? Yeah, maybe just a little bit weird. So in the exact same style as the original Explorer, it is gonna catch a bunch of strays. It's gonna catch some hate. People are gonna say, oh, this stuff sucks, it's redundant, it's boring, it's this, it's that. Which to be fair, it could be redundant to you, it could be boring to you. But as time goes on, the price drops at discounters, more people pick it up and they start wearing it, they get usage out of it, people are gonna come around to really enjoy it. And it's gonna be the same thing that happened with the original Explorer, exact same thing. So there it is, Explorer Extreme, been really enjoying it, which is good because I got like 3 fragrances to wear right now for like 2 more days, and then I'm golden. So again, this is linked in the description. If it's not available anywhere in the US as far as like major retailers, you can find it at Selfridges. You're just gonna have to pay more for shipping, but it gets to you really, really quick, at least it did to me. And if that 110 sounds a little pricey, just wait for it. It'll hit discounters, probably half off. and then it'll be just a sick pickup if you're looking for something that can do just about everything. So that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Stay safe out there. Again, I apologize for this great backdrop here. Trying to make it work. It just doesn't work. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.